Tiger Height, and I'm here to make Impact Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Majestic again. I almost said TNA. Goddamn, I'm already there, and TNA hasn't even come up yet. The show itself was better than usual, but not the best. Kind of on that, mid to upper Orange Cassidy thumbs up. Our first match was Deonna Purrazzo and Tasha Steelz. So these two teamed, they have the history. But instead of fostering this team into something maybe somewhat interesting, they fight each other. And they fight each other with a cutter because Tasha Steelz had a bitch fit. Was that how we did this? Instead of fostering a tag team to go against MK Ultra after one loss, you break them up and then they have a rivalry. How does that fucking make sense to That doesn't make sense to anybody. I wanted to see something develop here instead of a hot shot a bunch of shit. And that's annoying. It was a cutter for the win. I liked the match. I just kind of wish they maybe have waited a month, two. Something a little bit more. A little more oomph to it probably would have been better because now where do you go with Tasha and where do you go with Deonna? Tasha won, but she's clearly not going to be going against Trinity anytime soon because of Jordan till January. And Deonna, she's already had her opportunity. Who the fuck cares? Where do you go here? Orange Cassidy thumbs up overall. So this was Crazy Steve's Digital Media Champion contract cash-in where he faced Tommy Dreamer for the Digital Media Champion. They had to do something to extend this rivalry. They put themselves in a hard place. Now, did they hit the rock? No. Did they skim the rock? Did they lop off a leg from skimming the rock? Yes. Because you put yourself in an unwinnable situation. You didn't want Crazy Steve to win until January, probably, most likely. But also you didn't want Dreamer to look bad until then because obviously this whole rivalry is between Dreamer and Crazy. So what do you do here? Tommy Dreamer gets butthurt, stabs him with a fork with a post-match where Crazy Steve laughs. Sorry about that, I knocked my damn mic off of my table. My bad. I think you guys get the point. Fork to the head of Crazy. Crazy started to bleed. He laughed. I like the story told. Kind of weird on how they did that. It wouldn't have been a problem if they waited until January for the big blow-off. But it is what it is. I'll give it an Orange Cassidy thumbs up. I liked more than I hated. I see where they're going, but just wrong time. Joe Hendry and Brian Myers. I like this match. This match was fun. Very dynamic. Lots of good stuff. People are so behind everybody. It was some bullshit roster cut for Brian Myers to win. Joe Hendry didn't look bad. It was a fun match. And I think Brian Myers needed to win more than anything. So I'm going to give this a full thumbs up. Now, it was definitely don't go out of your way to watch this match. But if you have some time and you're already watching the show, pay attention to the match. It's not that bad. Eric Young versus Eddie Edwards. And they called Eddie Edwards an Impact Wrestling legend. Really? Really. Eric Young is. Eddie Edwards is just there because he's fat and bad. And apparently he's sucking the good dick to Scott D'Amore. My dude is there polishing chrome off of a bumper. Despite that, it was a fun match. Eric Young won with a pile driver. I'll give it an Orange Cassidy thumbs up. So there is no graphic for this, and I thought that was disrespectful. It is Dirty Dango and Oleg Prudius taking on Nick Diamond and Storm Grayson. This is Prudius' debut in Impact, his first match in, to my knowledge, years. And goddamn, even though he was wearing a full shirt and literal, combat pants, Tommaso Ciampa-esque, he looked badass. Throwing people around, he looked mean and terrifying. This was something refreshing, but I also liked the dynamic where Dirty Dango was at commentary and saying that pro wrestling sucks, but there is Og, or however you pronounce his first name, killing people, and it was a reverse DDT for Dirty Dango to pick up the victory. Ooh, I love it. I love the dynamic. I'm so curious. Maybe this is the team for Dirty and Johnny Bravo and Prudius to win some tag. I think that'd be interesting. A very dynamic sort of environment, and I think it would actually really work. I'm gonna give it an Orange Cassidy thumbs up. They see the potential, but maybe we need something a little more structured with Prudius. It just seems like they sort of picked up a guy and they just put him in the ring. And in our main event for the Impact World Champion, Alex Shelley and Jonathan Gresham. I'm usually not a big fan of the world champion of either gender to be in a random match. But this is the main event. And it's been a minute. I'm going to give it some leeway. Does Jonathan Gresham deserve it? A lot left to be desired there. The walking mini fridge, I'm not sure deserves it. Maybe a couple more wins probably would have made it a little bit of a safer bet. Maybe establish more of that heel character probably would have been better. But we're here, and this is kind of what they're doing. And this was this was a good match. God, what a great match. This was so good. I mean, of any match go out of your way to watch this week, go for this match. It was a very interesting match. Alex Shelley continues to look great, and with a shell shock for the win. Jonathan Gresham did not look buried or weak during his loss. We had a really good match to end the show, and this gets a full thumbs up. A little more build, that would have gotten that too, no problem. But that was Impact. Let me know what you thought about not only my review, but Impact Wrestling in the comments down below, or right over here next to me. Subscribe to the channel, become a patron. I'm not sure if we're going to have a subsequent mini-form video along with this. Maybe, maybe not. We'll keep a lookout for that. Become a patron, get hats, all that stuff will be in the bio or in the description, and share it with all your friends. As always, be majestic.